People keep saying, Tzvi, you can't say stuff about Arabs. You can't put all Arabs in a pot, right? You can't put them all in the same pot. Look at Egypt. Look at the peace we have with Egypt. Look at the peace we have with Jordan. You saw what happened. Iran fired ballistic missiles in Jordan, helped us intercept ballistic missiles, and blah blah blah. Look at these countries that we're making peace with. Folks, just so you understand, and this only serves to underscore what Rebbe Kahana said. Very simple. The only reason we have what's called absence of hostility, it's not peace. Peace is related to the word peace is shalom, right? In Hebrew, it's related to the word shalem, which means completion. We don't have anything remotely resembling completion with, Egypt and Jordan and all the rest of them. What we have is the absence of hostility. And how did we achieve the absence of hostility? The absence of military conflict, right? At least open military conflict. We kicked their ass. They attacked us multiple times, like 4. And we beat the shit out of them, folks. So what Rebbe Kahana used to say, and it still stands true, it's still factual. The Arab world understands one thing. Okay? And they see that when you literally kick their ass, they will respect you. Folks, we don't need anybody to love us. We don't need friends. We don't need friends, really. Right? At least not these friends. And we don't need anybody to love us. We need them to respect us, right? Or fear us, right? You guys ever seen the movie Bronx Tale? He's the head, so to speak. That guy, he's the head, the head gangster, played by Chess Palminteri. He's speaking to this guy, I forgot how to pronounce his name, Calogero? They just call him C. He's like, C. He goes, you ever read Machiavelli, The Prince? He's like, it's better to be loved or feared. Folks, this book, this ideology, this concept applies perfectly to the Middle East. It applies perfectly to the Middle East. Is it better to be loved or feared? If you're loved, it's what Rebbe Kahana said. When Jews are loved, my friends, look at Jewish history. Look at the last 100 years. Do you have any idea when the moments Jews are loved? It's funny. Asaph, right? The non-Jewish world evolved in their sentiments towards Jews. It used to be they hate us no matter what. No matter if we're alive or dead, right? Interestingly enough, guys, the last 100 years, the non-Jewish world, at least the ones who hate us, have managed to move the needle in terms of, there are moments when they like us. When they like us? When they give us plaques and, like Rebbe Kahana said, plaques and monuments and museums. Folks, remember, Hitler was going to build us a museum. He said, after I finish destroying these people, I'm gonna build a museum in Prague. Here existed the great Jewish nation, and he was gonna have all kinds of, Judaica and artifacts and remnants of us and all. Folks, that's when they love us. I don't know if he loved us, but you know what I'm saying. They want to be the ones to destroy us. These are trophies for them. These are not. They're not commemorating us because they like us, right? These are it's like a trophy, right? These museums and all this stuff, right? So, folks, all this talk about peace with this country and peace with that country and Abraham Accords, folks, these people are making, so to speak, deals with us because of two things. Because they're scared of us, and because they need money. I forgot the name of the show, but there was like, they ring the doorbell and it goes, money. The doorbell's like, money. Folks, that's the doorbell they hear. That's what it is, guys. So please, please, for the love of God, do not get it twisted about this and that. You know, we've managed to instill fear into the hearts, Israel has, of all these nation states around us. And there is still fear. It continues. You see Qatar. But you know what the problem is, guys? There are these people that live in Israel, you know? And because they don't have like a nation state, they don't have an army, we've developed this like thing inside of us, like what are we going to do with these people in terms of, we can't really, you know, at least that's what we think, right? We can't do to them what we did to Egypt, you know, because they're not gathering in an army and attacking us. Yeah, Hamas did that, right? So we're going to go and do that to Hamas, because Hamas is like a paramilitary entity. But the people who live in Israel, right, who at any moment can attack, you know, kill five Jews on a bus, right, and injure 20 more, right? We don't know who's who, right? It's a problem. It's a big problem, guys. It could be anybody, right? As my friend Mordechai Kedar says, you know, you got a bag of Skittles or M&Ms, right? And somebody tells you one of them is poison. 100 M&Ms in the bag. One of them is poison. You gonna buy the bag? No. And I have a friend that says, well, people are not M&Ms. Yeah, they're worse. M&Ms don't kill. You know, an M&M cannot grab a knife and stab you. My friends, I think we're a little bit living in illusions. First of all, what peace is, what constitutes peace, at least according to the Jewish/Torah understanding of peace, and also what it is that we have with these people, right? Which is not peace. It's fear that came from them having FAFO moments, right? They started stuff. They got their they started stuff like 4 times, maybe more, and each time they get their ass kicked, right? To varying degrees, and then they realize, okay, you know what? Maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe let's use these people like the ones I described as a battering ram, right? Well, my friends, at this point, as you could see, and as finally, you know, Bibi has demonstrated, not that I'm a big fan of his, it's always better to be feared, right? It's always better to be feared, right? Because if you're feared, you know, and then you write something, and at the end you can say, thank you for your attention to this matter. Because, why? Because the person you're addressing will give attention to this matter, no matter what, right? Because he's gonna have to. That's it, guys. Because the alternative for sure is not love, I can tell you that much. And if it is love, quote unquote, it's, you know, the kind of love, it's a love of a piece of an inanimate object with your name on it. And trust me, guys, you don't want that. We've seen what that looks like. All right, guys, talk to you soon.